The world teaches us that love is the ultimate destination, that without it, we are unfinished, incomplete, wandering souls waiting for someone to make us whole. But what if that's not the truth? What if some hearts weren't meant to be tethered? What if love isn't about finding someone else, but about learning to stand alone, unshaken? Never Had a Date on Valentine's Day isn't a song about sadness. It's a song about freedom, a celebration of solitude, a rejection of the idea that love is the only thing worth chasing. In this episode, we go deeper into the meaning behind these lyrics, deeper into the quiet strength of standing alone, deeper into the idea that love is not a requirement for a fulfilling life. This is not a lament for what is missing. This is an anthem for the unbound. Oh, the candlelight flickers on the waves so cold. Another year passed, still no hand to hold. The first line sets the scene. A single flame, fragile against the backdrop of the sea, barely holding on as the cold wind threatens to snuff it out. It's a reflection of what Valentine's Day often feels like for those who are alone, a reminder of time passing, of expectations unmet, of the invisible pressure that says, by now you should have found someone. But the candle keeps burning, not for someone else, not as part of a romantic scene. It simply exists, flickering, standing alone. That's the quiet resilience in this song. The world may measure life in love stories, and milestones in companionship, and anniversaries and shared toasts. But some flames burn for themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. While the couples toast and the moon feels fake, I'll sing my song for my own heart's sake. There's something artificial about forced romance. The perfectly staged moments, the grand gestures, the carefully worded declarations, all fitting neatly into a box labeled love, pre-approved by the world's expectations. But what happens when you step outside that narrative, when you aren't part of the scripted romance, when you're standing alone on the shoreline looking in? The singer sees through the illusion. The moon, usually a symbol of love and longing, feels fake. Because sometimes love doesn't look like candlelit dinners or whispered promises. Sometimes it looks like standing alone in the night and singing, not for anyone else, not to be heard, but simply because your own voice matters. Never had a date on Valentine's Day, but I'm dancing with the tide, and it's better this way. Here's where the song takes a turn. It doesn't mourn the lack of a date. It doesn't wish for a different outcome. It doesn't plead for love to finally arrive. Instead, it says, and I'm fine. I am whole. I am free. This is the moment where the song stops being about what's missing and starts being about what's gained. When you move with the tide, when you let go of the need for someone else to define you, you become something stronger, untouchable, unbreakable, unapologetic. This isn't just a rejection of romance. It's a celebration of self-sufficiency. No roses to buy, no words to rehearse, just me and my shadow singing this verse. Love, as the world defines it, is often performance. Buy the flowers, write the perfect words, follow the script, But when you're alone, you don't have to perform for anyone. You can just be. And sometimes that's more real, more honest, more fulfilling than any staged romance ever could be. The world paints love in crimson shades, but I found peace in the mess I've made. Red is the color of passion, of roses, of heart-shaped chocolates, of Valentine's Day itself. But real love isn't always bright red. It isn't always a perfectly wrapped gift. It isn't always a candlelit dinner with soft music playing in the background. Sometimes love is messy. Sometimes love is quiet. Sometimes love isn't about romance at all. And for the singer, that's okay. Because in the so-called mess of solitude, he's found something far more valuable than a temporary infatuation. He's found peace. The stars don't ask for someone to shine, so I'll lift my voice and claim what's mine. This might be the most powerful line in the song. Think about it. The stars don't wait for someone to admire them. They shine no matter who is watching, no matter if they are noticed, no matter if they are alone in the vast sky. This is a direct rejection of the idea that we need someone else to bring out our best selves. The singer doesn't need to be loved to be worthy. He doesn't need validation to exist fully. His song, his voice, his presence, these things are enough. And for anyone who has ever felt unseen, for anyone who has ever questioned their worth in a world that measures success in relationships, this line is a lifeline. The wind hums low, and the seagulls cry for every heart that's learned to say goodbye. Goodbye isn't always a sad thing. Sometimes goodbye is freedom. Goodbye to chasing love. Goodbye to waiting for someone to complete you. Goodbye to the belief that happiness only comes in pairs. For every heart that has learned to say goodbye to expectations, to longing, to needing someone else to define them, this song is for you. So raise a glass to the ones alone, to every heart that's built its own throne. Not everyone is meant to be part of a love story. Some are meant to write their own. Some are meant to stand alone, not because they have to, but because they choose to. For love's a treasure, or so they say, but I've never had a date on Valentine's Day, and maybe that's okay.